upgrading it. Andrew Wilcox, of course, is the federal member for Dawson and the former mayor of the Whitsunday Regional Council, with us this morning. Andrew, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thanks very much, Meecham.
So the Goorganga Plains thing, Hamilton Plains, I mean, there's so many of them around the Whitsundays. You've dealt with that as a mayor. Has anything changed from the time that you were the mayor to now you're the federal member for Dawson?
Well, I'm pleased that Goorganga Plains, to hear the Minister say that that's happening, because I pushed for that when I was the mayor of the Whitsundays. And when he said the $15 million there was actually $12 million from the previous coalition government. Federal government came in and then had $3 million from the state. So I'll be looking forward to that report later on. After the big weather event, the first thing I did is I contacted all the mayors. I've got 4 mayors in my electorate, and they are the chairs of the disaster management group. And then I jumped in the car and drove to Bruce, right from the southern tip of my electorate right to the northern tip, to have a good look across. And I'll be doing a report to the Minister, because it's very important, if you're assessing a road, to actually drive on it. Yeah. Because that's what my people do every day. And I was a bit flabbergasted by one of the other comments in the paper where that it held up pretty well. Well, I can tell you, there's a lot of sections in my area that haven't held up well at all, and I'll be highlighting that.
Yeah, okay. All right, understand. The whole thing about Goorganga Plains, though, we're waiting on this report, but I mean, this argument's been going on for 60 years. How many reports does government need before they get in and do something?
Well, we definitely need the latest report for the hydrology, and that's what I pushed for as mayor, and I was pleased to actually get the funding for that.
Yep.
So let's see what this one says. But a report's one thing, but a report doesn't build a road. So let's see what this happens. But it's not just Goorganga Plains as well. Like, currently we've got a project to the north of Bowen.
Yeah.
There at Peters Flats. Now, the locals in that area have had discussions with TMR. A couple of them are actually road engineers, and said this is what we need to do. But they've just been disregarded and not listened to. So they're going to do an upgrade there that is not going to improve the flood immunity at all. And I just don't understand why you'd want to throw good money after bad. Why don't we put some money and actually improve the bit? I get that the Bruce Highway is 1,600 kilometres long, but you've got to improve things as you go. It's like, I'm a tomato farmer. If my tomatoes are dying at the end of the paddock because they're underwater, I just don't plant there again next year. I actually put some drainage in, or laser level the paddock, or fix up. You don't do the same thing year after year.
Yeah, okay. Understand what you're saying. Must be refreshing, though, to hear how much money is being spent on the Bruce. The Minister's saying $13 billion, although that's over 15 years.
Yeah, that's right. That's a long time. And I'm not playing a blame game here on any particular party or any particular politics. I think the number one thing to actually do is agree that there is a problem. There is an issue in that section of the Bruce Highway, and particularly in my electorate. I've driven from Cairns right down to Townsville and had a good look, and I believe in Dawson area, we've got some of the worst roads. So, when you've got an advocate like me, I'll be fighting for our fair share to make sure that we do some upgrades. Okay. And I get that we've got to share the love around everyone else, but let's get a plan and then chip away at it.
Andrew Wilcox, of course, is the federal member for Dawson, former mayor of the Whitsunday Regional Council. I just wanted to tap into your knowledge there of the Whitsundays as the former mayor, Andrew. The Goorganga Plains is, from my recollecting, probably about 10, 11 k's of, well, basically it's a swamp. It's a massive delta, which has got numerous creeks that flood and whatnot. Does it even make sense for the road to go there? Do you need an alternate route that goes to the back of Proserpine along the mountains?
Yeah, well, I have asked that question. Apparently that's more problematic than what this one is.
Okay, all right.
So I have asked that question. But, yeah, look, it is going to be complex hydrology. I think they'll end up with a structure something like down near Rockhampton, where you come across those areas and you basically have a road lifted up on pylons. You can do a lot of things with clever engineering nowadays. But at the end of the day, it's so important for that Bruce Highway. That's our main arterial. That's how we get our supplies from all our farmers down to market, and then get all our supplies back from the city. That's how our people travel when they're sick to go to the hospital, because unfortunately our hospitals aren't up to scratch. So we need to make sure that that's open all the time. And I don't begrudge the southeast corner for having 4-lane roads and 5-lane roads, if that's what they need. But surely we should be entitled to one good, at least 2-lane road up here.
you can't talk about the Whitsundays without talking about Hamilton Plains. So I imagine that's on your wish list as well, and the Myrtle Creek Bridge and so forth.
Well, again, more than on my wish list. When I was mayor of the Whitsundays, I lobbied and I got money for that. There's money for that. There's $29.6 million from the federal government, and there's money in there from the state government. Now, again, that's been tied up with hydrology,
Right.
and they did the study on the plains, the Hamilton Plains there, and then Myrtle Creek. And I've been told that we're going to potentially get that awarded at the end of this year. Now, I'm hoping that that's right, because it's been going on for too long, and the people in the 4802 area, which is your Cannon Vale and your Airlie Beach area, they've got some doctors down there, but no hospitals or anything. So that's the main arterial between them and health, and also to get to the airport. So, I've been banging on that for a long time, have got the money for it, so now we just need to make it happen.
All right, well, where to from here for you?
Where to from here? I'll be having a good look. I'll be putting a report in. I'm talking to a lot of people on the ground about what's happening. Let's make sure that we can push for as much flood immunity. I get that that's not going to happen overnight, but let's fix little jobs. But we need to make it a bit faster than, like, have a look at that Thurston Bridge, the Thurston area there.
Yeah, Thurston
going
Creek.
up the Edmund Casey Bridge. They built a $42 million bridge there across the Pioneer, and then once Thurston Creek comes up, you can't use it.
Yeah.
So we need to get onto that one as well, because that's, again, the area around the back of Glenella there, where people can come in and get straight to the main Mackay Base Hospital.
Yeah, true. All right, look, I've got to leave it there this morning, Andrew, but I do thank you for your time. Look forward to seeing what the results are of this.
Thanks for the opportunity. All the best.
Cheers. Andrew Wilcox, the former